And this morning, we're celebrating one of the U's own, Simeon Henderson in the building, who you know from Tonight on the U.
Yep, he and his son both star in a new movie showing this weekend at the Black Harvest Film Festival, taking place at the Gene Siskel Film Center. It's called The Best Thing. Here's a clip starring Simeon Jr. and some other talented Chicagoans.
Is Butch beating you?
Veronica, get in here.
I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. Wait, Veronica. I gotta go.
Michael, we'd like for you to take a DNA test to see if you're the grandson of Ida Jean Nichols. Justin, we've narrowed the number of men who could possibly be the boy's father down to 30, and you're one of those men.
That's great news.
All right, we're so happy to welcome Simeon Henderson and his son, Simeon Jr. to the Jam. Guys, thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
So first things first, as you're watching the trailer, it's billed as a comedy, but it seems like it covers some pretty heavy topics, no?
Yeah, it does. It has a lot to do with family, friendship, love, and it's one of those things, it'll get you thinking about, you know, what family relationships should be like and how important they are, because a lot of people don't have their family.
And you guys have worked on a movie before. You said the last time was when you were 3 years old.
3 years old.
So what was it like working with your dad now that you're older?
It was a great experience. Obviously, I've learned a lot since then. And, you know, even as a baby, my dad would always just take me on set with him just so I could, so I've been around him my whole life. And I know he was proud of me, and he expressed that. And it was just fun getting a chance to work with him. And we can learn from each other, and we learned a lot from each other.
You guys laugh a lot. Do you laugh on set? I mean, your dad is one of the funniest people I know.
I like what he said, we can learn from each other. What are you going to teach me now?
So now one of the things that's fun when you're watching the movie is you recognize a lot of places because it's filmed exclusively here in Chicago, correct?
Yes.
Can you tell me like some of the areas to look out for the viewer as they're watching the movie?
Oh, man. One of the places, one of my favorites on the west side of Chicago, MacArthur's, the soul food restaurant. I got to take you guys there. I got to take the morning crew there.
Yes.
It's the best, and that's the scene you see. It's at MacArthur's, and it was just cool being from Chicago, and they call me Mr. Chicago. It's easy for me to get in these places because I always support them, and I think it's so important to give love to the city that loves us back.
No question, no question.
Definitely, Mr. Chicago.
Can you tell me a little bit about the relationship with your son? Obviously, you guys are very close. What does he mean to you and sharing in a project like this?
Oh, man, it's so funny because I have two boys, and Christopher and Simeon. And Simeon, he's so big now, and I remember when he was like this big, and I used to just keep him right here. You know, because I was, I've been a single dad. Before I got married, I was a single dad. And just being there with him and working with him, it was so cool because, you know, you always want to mold your kids and help them to be the best that they can be. And that's what I always tell him. As you grow, there's going to be a separation between you and your friends. Not because you think you're better, but because you're doing different things and just stay focused.
How long did it take you guys to shoot the movie?
I would say for my part, it took about maybe a little less than a week. Yeah. I had to, like my dad, like I'm really good with learning lines, so we knocked it out pretty quick. But like there were some parts that we had to take a little longer for because they were emotional. Like it covered some serious topics. So those scenes took longer than the others, but for the most part, it was very quick. And we got it out of the way, and I think we did it. Very good job.
He's such a professional, man. I mean, like, seriously. And he has to cry, get deep, and sometimes I sit back and I'm like, wow, I did that.
That's really
Cool. You
Sure.
also wrote this amazing book, right? And so this is, it's not directly related to the movie, but you said that there's a ton of lessons that are similar that you can learn about family and being a dad.
And it's so funny, the writer and director of the movie, Kyle T. Miller, we've worked together for about 10 years, and we're friends. And it's funny how a lot of his stories and this story coincided with my story and who I am and where I come from and how important family is to me. And I talk about that in the book because it shows how you grow as a young man and how you really need your dad and your mom. And my dad, I lost him at an early age, but I had people that took the place, and now I just want to be the strongest man that I can be for my boys and my daughter.
Yeah, everybody go check out Simeon and Simeon Jr. in The Best Thing at the Black Harvest Film Festival. It's underway through the end of the month at the Gene Siskel Film Center on State Street. The Best Thing is showing this Friday at 8:30 p.m. and again on Tuesday at 8:15. For more info, visit siskelfilmcenter.org.